It has been 2 weeks since I've quit my job to focus on art full time, and those 2 weeks have been full of a lot of processing and reflecting for me. So, I wanted to share some thoughts today on the currency of time. It's something that in a single day we all have the same amount of, but how we use it and what we do to fill it seems to either drain us or empower us. It's crazy to think that 2 weeks ago I was using most of my time to go into an office and work for a corporate agenda that wasn't mine, and just kind of have this constant feeling of mental tiredness to the demands of a job. Now that I have a greater sense of freedom around my time, it feels like I can actually get back to living and doing, or in some cases, not doing, things that offer me more space, calmness, and creativity. I am an introvert through and through, so for me, there's almost a sense of acting or masking when I have to spend time doing things I really don't care about on a heart level. I need a lot of space to just be sometimes, without doing. Which means that for me, my life is better lived if I have control over my own time and I can choose to fill it with things that fill me too. Hey everyone, welcome back to my YouTube channel. Oh man, this past 2 weeks of life has been so good and so sweet. It feels so good to be getting back to the things that I love and the rhythms and routines that I love that feel so much more creative than what I was doing at a full-time job in an office. And so it feels really good to be in the place that I'm at now, where I honestly haven't had a ton of time in the past 2 weeks to sit down and dedicate to making art, but I've been signing up for markets, I've been cleaning up my inventory on my Etsy and my Fair wholesale site. I've just been catching up on a lot of things. Like this morning, I was able to go drop off a couple of orders at local shops, which felt so good. So good to know that I can spend my time hand delivering things to the vendors that I work with. And yeah, it's just, I don't know, that's been such a welcome change of not having to be tied to a job in the past couple weeks. So yeah, that's been really nice. Another thing that we have coming up is I get married in a month, which is crazy. I have all kinds of thoughts and feelings that I think hopefully eventually one day I will share reflections on the reality of like what it does to you to anticipate merging your life with another person and changing your identity to a degree, and just like going through all these things that are like so wildly exciting, but they also mean a lot of changes coming up for me and like just my inner world. And then also, of course, that gets reflected in the creative work that I do. So I'm really excited to see how this leg of my journey will impact and influence my life and my art. Speaking of new ways to use my time, this past weekend, Rob and I went to a wedding in Tennessee and decided to stay a few extra days at a little lakeside cabin near the National Forest. I spend a lot of time in nature, but one thing I haven't been as diligent about in the past few years is getting out for days at a time, like on camping trips or overnight stays. It was so blissful here. We were the only ones around, and each morning I woke up early enough to sit on the docks and just bask in the sounds of the birds and the water, to observe the beauty of the sunlight and the stillness, and to be present to myself and my partner. I will say that while I'm on social media at the moment, mostly for the sake of my business, I have not been tied to it or creating too much content or sharing too much in real time, which continues to feel so good and honestly detoxifying. There was no cell service or Wi-Fi here, but I also didn't have the urge to be connected. I'm enjoying capturing life's moments, but not sharing them in real time and using real time just to be.